Hey TWT gang, welcome back to my channel. It's your girl Tash. For this update, I'm going to be doing a vlog. So I've been out of the gym for a while due to different medical issues. So 2022-2023 was pretty much rough for me. So I had toned down my fitness, like really tone it down. So I'm getting back on track now. I wrote a 12 weeks program for myself. Each program will last for 4 weeks, and I'm going to be taking you along on my journey with me.
Give it to me like...
Alright, so a little backstory. I know you're probably wondering, what do you mean getting back to your fitness journey? You are a personal trainer. So 2022 and 2023 were rough years for me medically. No, October 2021, I took the COVID vaccine. February 2022, it was a day or two after Valentine's Day. In the evening, I went to the gym. I did a total body workout, which included some bench press. So afterwards, like, you know, into the night, going into the following morning, I was feeling some chest pain. But I was like, okay, maybe I messed up one of my sets because I had gone heavy. I'll show some little previews of what I did. It didn't feel like soreness, so I know it was definitely not sore. It was more pain, like I did something wrong. Anyways, I ignored it, went about my day. However, throughout the day, it got worse. Still ignored it, you know. I was always, you know, I'm a dog, you know. We bear pain and all of that good stuff. However, in the evening, I went to the gym to train my clients, and while I was there with them, I was standing and I felt, you know, like fluid running down. If you're a female, you understand, like, you know, when your cycle is about to start. But I was puzzled because my cycle had just ended the day before. The week before. So I was like, no, it couldn't be my cycle. You know, so I ignored it. I was there, you know, pondering, and then another gush came down. So, you know, you're in a crowded gym, you're not just going to, you know, so I went to the mirror and turned around and looked, and guys, my entire leggings was soaked in blood. So of course I was, you know, like, what the hell is happening here? I, you know, told my clients what was happening, and you know, they were okay and said, you know, all right, go. So I left the gym. By this time, I'm already feeling chest pain. My stomach was hurting, and now my entire belly button felt like someone was cutting me with a knife. You know, anyways, I toughed it out, went home, went straight to the bathroom, sat on the toilet. While I was sitting on the toilet, I felt something coming out. And guys, when I looked, there was literally a clot about the size of my hand that came out. Of course, I was like, what the heck? Because I'm a person, I rarely have even medication in my house because I don't get sick. I don't have any issues. So I was like, what's going on? Anyways, fast forward, I went to the doctor in the night. They asked me questions, couldn't figure out what was going on with me. If I'm having issues breathing, I was like, no, my chest is just tight. My belly bottom is hurting like crazy. At this point, I was crying because the pain was so excruciating. And worst part is no labs were open that time of the night. This is like about 10 p.m. now we're talking. And the pharmacies were closed. There was a 24-hour pharmacy, but it was closed because it was still COVID and there were still restrictions on time. So I couldn't get any pain medications. So I basically had to go home. The doctor had written up for me to go do lab tests, so blood, x-ray, ultrasound, all of that good stuff. But I couldn't do anything in the night. So I had to go back home. Could barely sleep the night. The pain was so bad. It was so crazy that I felt like this was it. I was going to die. I literally pondered writing my last words to my daughter. Saying what's where, what's what, passwords, etc. But I was like, Tash, you're gonna get through this. I found some Panadol in the house and I took 2, and thankfully I was able to get a few hours sleep. Woke up in the morning, went to do my blood work. I had to schedule the chest and the ultrasound stuff, so those I couldn't do until the Friday. Fast forward to the Friday, after getting the pain meds, they were helping. On my way to the lab appointment, my appointment was at 3 p.m. On my way to the lab appointment, and I felt another gush. And I got messed up again. So I had to call, reschedule my appointment, thankfully for the following day. Fast forward, got back my results. So it turns out for my lungs, it basically ruptured. So I had a hole in my left lung, and the doctor described it as, when you have a bubble wrap and you press it, to make the noise. That's basically what happened to the air sacs in my lungs. They basically ruptured. The ultrasound results came back. I had a fibroid, which was a submucosal fibroid, which means that it's basically inside my uterus. So it seems it just started acting up. The weirdest thing, I've had this fibroid for I discovered it after I had my daughter, so it's been there for over 15 years and didn't cause any issues. And it had only grown like a centimeter in size, and it was now, causing all these problems. So the doctor basically, for the chest, I was given a pump like the ones that you get when you have asthma. I had to be taking that 2 times a day. Thankfully, on my follow-up chest x-ray in July, it showed that my lung had almost completely healed. So that was good. As far as the fibroid, from then on, before I would have like just 1 day, like half day of heavy bleeding, and the rest of my period would be smooth sailing, no pain, no discomfort at all. And all of a sudden I was having serious cramps. My flows were so heavy flow lasting for 2 to 3 days at a time. So my body just changed on me overnight completely. So the doctor basically referred me to a gynecologist. When I consulted in order to remove the fibroids, after insurance, it was going to cost me like $240,000. I was like, oh my God, that's a lot. This is after insurance, guys. And on top of that, I was doing so many lab tests between all the x-rays, MRIs, and all of that. Having my health insurance for over 13 years, that's how long I've been with my company. It's the first I actually went into major medical. So I exhausted all my regular benefits and had to go into major medical. That's how much I was going to the labs, doing tests, doctor's visits, and all of that for these issues. So in all of this, when the ultrasound came back, it also showed that it showed the fibroid. When I was talking to my doctor about it, told her I was having back pain and all, she recommended an MRI. From the MRI, I found out that my L3 to 5 discs were damaged. So L3 and 4 had disc bulge. L5 connecting to S1 basically had, it was herniated, desiccated, so all big words. And the L4 and 5 were basically squeezing on the connecting nerves, so I was getting serious pain in my right hip as well. So 2022 was crazy for me mentally. I'm someone that, as I've mentioned, I'm not used to being sick, and to have all of this just crash on me at once, it was a frustrating year. So my fitness took a toll. I still toughed it out, trained my clients and went on, but I couldn't train personally. There were days when I cried. It was tough being in the gym, seeing others training, and I couldn't. My neurologist basically said I shouldn't work out at all because of the damage to my back. I was basically just to walk and do some light abs workout, and that was just not cutting it for me. So it took me a while to get back in. I tried a few times to get back in, but each time it was frustrating. One, I had to be going really light. It's not what I was used to, so that was frustrating. Every time I started, my back would act up so much, I would eventually have to stop. I was always having to be taking pain meds because it's either pain meds or surgery. Surgery is going to be too much. Was not necessary according to the neurologist because it wasn't critical. So eventually the issues with my cycle weren't getting better, they were getting worse. So I went to a second gynecologist, well known, very good. I was referred to by one of my co-workers, and luckily when I went to him, big up Dr. Spencer, if you're in Jamaica and you're having any female issues, he is the best. First of all, he makes it very comfortable for you to talk about any issues that you have. He's super friendly, professional, knows his stuff. So when I went to him for a second opinion, he didn't rush for surgery, but when he checked, I had to do surgery to remove mine based on where it was. Luckily, guys, it went from $240,000 to pay for the surgery to everything was covered with him, and I just booked my date and I did my surgery, removed the fibroid from my uterus. Was up and running in a few weeks against doctor's orders, and I wasn't supposed to do anything for 6 months. He threatened me about training because he knows that I'm a trainer. I did some light training against his advice and all of that, but overall that went well. Very minimal scarring as well, which was good. So he did a really good job of the cut. So I'm feeling much better now. I've decided to get my fitness back under control and get back into it. So stay tuned. I will show clips of my workouts, any updates along my journey. I'll show you what I'm eating. I've decided not to do any tracking. I'm just going to intuitive eating. I've been doing this for a while, so I have an idea of how I need to eat in order to get to a certain place. And what I'll be doing is to just track my progress over time and see where it's going and make adjustments where necessary. So stay along with me. I'll share as much as I can about the journey, and I'll try to give an update at the end of every 4 weeks as far as my progress. I've gone through 2 weeks so far and I'm loving it. No discomfort as far as my back outside of the ordinary. Strength is coming back, so that's good. Feeling happier, sleeping better, and I feel like I'm getting back to the beast that I was. So yeah, stay tuned with me and enjoy.